Hi, Carrie. All right, I'm going to do your past life reading and healing now. So, we're going to explore, we'll see what comes, okay? So, you've been told that you're a starseed and you came here in this life from the Andromeda galaxy. So, we'll see if anything comes up related to this. But there's this other challenge that you're dealing with. It has to do with the relationship that's been on and off the past 2 years. And it's hard for you to disconnect. You're ready to move on, but you can't seem to accomplish it. And you say that I feel as if he's here, was sent to deliberately stop me from spiritual growth and raising my vibration. So we'll see what we can do to help disconnect that and see what we can find out. And then also you indicated too that you feel blind or blocked during meditation, as if I'm standing with a blindfold on. I can't visualize clearly or not at all. So you're wanting to break through that experience too. So we'll see what comes up, all right? There's something really jolly about, I mean, I'm already interacting with your spiritual atmosphere, and there's something really jolly that I'm feeling just instantaneously. Like laughter, like a really deep bellowing laughter, like maybe Santa Claus would laugh this way, like ho ho ho, like kind of like that, you know. So it sounds like there's something totally dazzling about it. Even what are perfect, immaculate snowflakes that are slowly falling, and I can see them because they're sort of blown up and they're hard, like they're perfect crystallized chunks of various shapes of snowflakes. They're gorgeous. They're so beautiful. I feel like I'm in heaven right now. I'm looking all around at these perfect snowflakes, and they're just slowly descending and even stopping. And so I can enjoy and embrace each and every one individually. It's a gift. They say is a gift, like a Santa Claus thing, like a childlike experience of a total ultimate gift, totally adoring this moment, totally just embracing it, you know? What do I do now? What do I do now? I just want to take in all the shapes. Please don't leave. Please don't keep falling. Just stop and let me take you all in one at a time for as long as I can stand it. So they're reassuring me and telling me that is okay. We've stopped it so you can enjoy each and every snowflake. Then I pick this snowflake, and it seems to be hanging from an invisible hook. I take it, and something feels very sad about this one. I take it off of this hook, and the hook seems, it should never have been on a hook to begin with. It's something about a fishing hook and just the way it snags the fish, you being the fish with the hook in your mouth, and it hurts. I want it to get out of my mouth so that I can feel better. And so something about this snowflake that I just chose is sort of also, it's beautiful, but it is reflective of something painful too. So I'm turning it around, I'm looking on either side. It has a little note attached to it. It says to Carrie. And so it's sort of like a present here. I feel bewildered by it. I feel something not right about this. So they're asking me, where's the laughter? Where's the joy? Where's the excitement? You pulled this one off the hook. It never hooked you. You chose it. You saw it. You chose it. It was immaculate. It was beautiful. It was your choice. And so if it is not your choice, then let us hang it back on this hook. It is not for you then, right? So we're examining this more. I'm walking down, this scene is sort of like a jail cell. I literally have, I'm supposed to tell you exactly as I see it, and you basically have the orange outfit on walking through a jail cell, and there's all these guys' arms like trying to get at you, right? You're female, but you have your hair cut really short. But so that's interesting. There's something about you being female, but there's something about you being male. Simultaneously, a gender balance of some kind. But you are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, like a child. And so, what was a young man or young woman or whatever is getting smaller into the size of a child, like 4 years old. And there's very big male arms. I mean, tatted up arms, like teasing you, toying with you, taunting you, trying to grab you, trying to make you feel small, and you are feeling small. They're showing me another scene with the dungeon. This one is very dark and dreary. I mean, it's like if you're thirsty, you can just scrape the water off of this dungy just ground. It's dingy, it's gross in here. And yet I feel like this is home. I feel very dirty. I feel like I relate to this place as though it is my home. There's a man with quite a scruffy face. He's got a sailor hat on. He's wiping out a dish or something. But yet I feel it is in a dungeon. But yet it is like a home. It's dark in here. I can see everything clearly. I mean, it's perfectly clear. I can see everything very clearly. The extreme way the ground is not flat by any means. It's like rocky and stuff. And it's all saturated with wet and dampness. There's the feeling of prison bars. But it's acceptance. I accept this life experience. Total acceptance of the life experience. It's weird. This is no life at all, but you're okay with it. In fact, you can see the outside. You can see the outside clearly, but you seem to be okay or extremely used to this experience, and so you let it go. Say, are you used to this experience? Is this experience healthy for you? Is it healthy for you to drink water off of this dirty ground? I see this young boy, girl, it looks like a boy right now, is interacting with this big gruff man wiping out this dish, is saying, "Sir," very meekly, "Sir," like that. You want to take your power back. How do you take your power back? Do you take your power back by feeling very small? There's a grip that this energy, all right, so this man is not gripping you at all right now with his massive hand, but yet at the same time, you're in the palm of his hands and he's squeezing the living daylights out of you, but you can breathe and you accept it, and this is home to you. Some part of yourself feels home, like home in this experience. I'm trying to gather more wisdom associated with this. This is where we're stopping right now. They're showing me 2 children, a male and a female, on a horse-drawn wagon. I mean, they're children driving the horses. And they feel comfortable with each other. They're both smiling. They feel very much like they know what they're doing. And they do. Like 2 5-year-old children. 1 female, 1 male. 1 boy, 1 girl. I mean, they're wearing like perfect outfits. Like she's wearing a little pink dress and he's wearing like the little striped button-down shirt, and they look totally cute. And they're got like the reins and they're trying, like the horses are massive and they're just 2 little kids. They're totally balanced and happy with each other. They're going somewhere together, on a journey together. There's an evil interaction that comes down from the sky and tries to inspire them to be derailed, and they ignore it, and they're laughing and smiling and just feeling totally content. Even content in not saying anything at all. They just are really following their hearts. They're growing into adults now. As they grow into adults, they feel weary of each other. I mean, they feel so weary, they feel like they're zombies or something. Their energy is really unbalanced. They're turning green and sickly, and they're like, whoa, on the horse carriage of life, you know? And there's something that just is really disconnected about them, but they're committed to each other, whether they feel alive from each other or not anymore. They're saying, show them, look at each other in the eyes now. Show them each other. They're wanting me to have you both look each other in the eye and say it is okay to move on in this lifetime. We don't have to be committed to each other. We don't have to share this prison cell together and get through this life experience together. We don't have to to be committed to each other and out on the prairie as little kids that knew each other and then ended up developing into a relationship as husband and wife. And it just the timing was, I mean, the time of then, people who married stayed together, and through thick and thin. And something was very disconnected. You definitely were committed to each other, but there was some sort of feeling that you needed to part. You needed to move your separate ways, but it was not an option. You just don't do that. And so you just kind of grew apart while you're still together. And so something about that is really reflective in this life here now. You're not committed to each other. You chose the snowflake off the hook. You get a flavor of this experience. And now let's put this snowflake back because you can move on from this. They're wanting me to actually heal this. These two images, I'm not able to solidify. I don't understand why I'm seeing a child in this prison cell, the relationship with this man, but they're saying that this is the best of my mind. This is you and this is him. You were small, he was big, he was rough. You tried to develop a relationship. The relationship was there. In fact, you guys were like inmates or cellmates or friends in a way that was, it was just somehow that worked out. And so again, it's sort of sharing your life together in a really odd scenario where you're just forced to be together. And so you're not forced to be together this time. So they want me to heal these two images to show you can walk out of the prison door now. And you can actually say, here's your ring back. I'm ready to move on from the prairie. So I'm going to do that right now. So give me a minute. They're saying yes. They're saying yes about sharing a prison cell. Sometimes I see these things and they look kind of cartoony and it's like, but they're saying yes to that. And so I'm helping you to gain your power back. So I'm growing you into an adult man, a man who has his courage. They're saying, is he a male or is he a female? It's interesting. I'm saying he's a man. He's definitely a man, and he's growing some balls, basically. Like, he's a man, and he's finding himself, and he's finding his masculinity, and he's finding his identity, and he is choosing to be the power of this jail cell, not letting the other guy be in control, do whatever he wants, and you just are at his beck and call. You're like a child that just, you're innocent to it all, and you just accept it. It is the way of life, or whatever. No, this isn't the truth now. We are opening the prison cell. You're a man. You're got all your wits about you, and we're opening the prison cell, and you're walking out. And so I'm allowed to see you walking out, actually walking through this long tunnel of all these big gruff men, and you're getting some muscle, you're getting some strength, you're getting some growth, you're looking big and bulky and tough. Like, you're the strong guy, you got the tattoos, you got the intimidation. So I'm helping you bring your, grow some balls. And so we're helping you leave the prison entirely now and walking out the door. They're helping you regain your inner courage, your inner strength, your voice, your power. Literally, you're nobody's bitch. So there's like, you are your own human being now. Take your strength and your power and your courage and just take your life back. You can. You aren't in a prison today. You aren't living on the prairie with a relationship that just isn't balanced anymore. You actually have the right to move on when you're ready. And they're saying, don't let these 2 lifetimes make it hard for you. It's the immaculate snowflake. Now we get it. Now we can put it back and let's find a different snowflake. There's lots, and they're all awesome. They're gorgeous. They're amazing. They're all presents. They're all gifts. All the snowflakes are gifts. Even this one is a gift, but now you get to choose what you want to do with this gift. They're showing that you have the strength to walk out of the door now and into the light, and then heal in the light. You're actually healing in the outdoors, outside of the prison. The prison is no longer connected with you. It's completely detached from your spiritual atmosphere. That experience, that scene, that just whole thing has no relationship with you. It's just dissolved, completely not even you at all. You're in the light. All I can see is light everywhere. They keep saying, do not call it light, call it love. All I see is love everywhere. Love in a visual image is light. So when I see love, it is light. And everything is really bright. Love is bright. So you are in a very bright space full of love. Love that you're not getting out of this one. You're covered in love now. Real love. Real beautiful love. It's really so gorgeous. Really influencing you. This change scene is interesting. I see like a legit Eskimo, and it's so freaking cold here that there's like ice on this, whatever this soft hood has got ice on it, growing on it, and it feels like I'm blasted in the face with just, and it hurts bad. I mean, the snow or the cold on my face is just, it hurts me, but I seem totally used to it. In fact, it's all I know. It's all that I relate to. And I really like the taste of fish. Even fish out of the frozen water. I mean, it's terribly cold and it numbs your face and you don't even notice it anymore. I mean, you've built up such a tolerance that I can tell it's freaking cold, but you've developed a tolerance. And so they're talking about your ability to live in very extreme, intense landscapes in extreme scenarios. You have the capacity to live in extreme scenarios and survive and live healthy and live a healthy, thriving life. They're showing how warm it actually is in this lifetime. No matter how cold it looks, it was entirely warm, totally nurturing, totally beautiful. A whole new reflection of what love can be. Love in an extreme landscape. And in this cold, it was so warm. They're saying that. And you rejoiced in the experience even. You don't know anything different. They're showing me what is really warm shoes. I mean, they're really full of, it's amazing how they created clothing. It's mind-boggling. I mean, all I can see is white and snow for miles, and I don't know what's living out here. I have no idea where you're going, but you're walking to a stream, a frozen bank of some kind, and I'm so elated. I just feel like everything about this life makes sense. They say, does everything in your life today make sense? No matter what it looks like, create the balance. The balance actually is there. Believe it or not, the balance is there. So this is what they're saying right now. They're encouraging you to take a new snowflake. You're slow on choosing one because you don't want the snowflake to have the hook that catches you like the fish. And so it's like, I don't want to get the owie experience, you know? Saying, do you trust? There's something really gruesome about this scene now, because what was really jolly and exciting, I'm looking up and there's a lot of snowflakes attached to hooks. And I was like, ooh, I don't want any snowflakes attached to any hooks. No snowflakes attached to hooks. No, I don't. I'm not picking any of these. They're like, so you're not going to pick a snowflake that is attached to a hook? And I was like, no. I know what hooks do. They hurt. They say, well, then let's see that they're not attached to hooks so that you can trust again. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I forgot that snowflakes were just suspended and they didn't have to be on hooks. And so I kind of forgot that they were just suspended all along and not on hooks. This sort of relationship kind of confused me and made me forget about the excitement of the snowflakes and the experience of picking them. And then the hook, it just kind of confused me. And so we're working to help you find your strength and courage and ability to see that the snowflakes are totally suspended, no hooks, nothing scary about this, freedom to make a choice and experience the joy in it, the heavenliness about it, the jolliness about it, the ho 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 about it. It's a present, it's a gift from heaven, it's a gift of the experience, and it's lovely, it's beautiful, it's joyful, it's immaculate. So as we're doing that, we're returning to the two children on this horse-drawn carriage, which they're older, they're adults now. I mean, there's something really thin about them. There's something really thin. It's as if life has not given them the bounty. It did not give them the all of their needs met, you know, and they look really thin, like they're sickly. She looks sickly. They're showing me a picture of a farm, and it's like the picture, you know, the man with pitchfork or whatever that, you know, and the woman, and they're like, you know, two very flat faces just staring. You know what I mean? I was like, the picture of Iowa, that's the one. Whatever that is. So that's what they're showing me right now. A man and a woman in their duty to each other, and then their responsibilities with plowing the land, or however you want to call it. But there's just, I'm telling you, the bells are not ringing in their hearts about each other. In this scene, they are not ringing, and I can't get a feel like that's it, period. It's not ringing in their hearts. That's all. They're not gonna let me enter any other parts of the timeline or anything. That is all they're letting me see. What is withering away from love, but yet commitment to each other. I mean, dying on the inside even. It just don't, but they're just committed to each other, even to the point where they just pretend that, I mean, it's just a relationship, and they're just playing out their roles and taking care of the home and doing the land part and all of that. I'm trying to see if there's children here. I just don't, I mean, I'm telling you, every part of this reflection is kind of dismal. Even what could be hopes and dreams just shattered, and her not being able to have a child, and it's just quiet, and it's very depressing. It's a depressing sort of, they're seeing it as a loss. They're seeing this whole life and this whole journey together as a loss. But yet they're committed to one another, and that's that. I mean, that's stagnant, even sexually stagnant. It's like I mean, it's getting so bad. So she's doing something with a potato or a carrot or something. Something about cooking, shaving off the skin, and then putting the potato in the pot or something along those lines. Some sort of instrument she's using is longer, and then you just kind of do that with it. They're wanting to heal this by showing love in the scene. He's approaching her from behind as she's doing her daily responsibilities, cooking and stuff. I mean, she feels dead in her heart. This just wasn't how she wanted life. This wasn't a part of her dreams or hopes. He comes behind her and he hugs her from behind. And they just hug for a moment. She's stopping. He's saying, was this what you wanted from this lifetime? She's crying now. She's releasing a lot of emotion, because he's showing her what is the right affection. And it comes from acceptance and forgiveness simultaneously. They're showing me a pregnancy now for her. So the truth is, she's able to conceive a child in this scene. And they're able to fall in love all over again. We're able to wash what was the truth of the lifetime, and now we're able to see that it was full of love, and that she conceived a child, and it was not thin and uninviting. It was actually warm and nurturing, and they were able to heal each other. They're saying it's important that we heal this lifetime in this way. It's important that it has something to do with the needs of both of your souls. Because that was quite the letdown, and we need to alter the vibration of truth so that it creates warmth from that lifetime. Warmth that is like the frozen lifetime, where everything is just so lovely. It's so warm, but yet so cold. They're saying you get to choose what you want in this life. This warmth, this love is really invigorating in my heart, and it's so revitalizing. It's helping me to let go of the sensation of pain or hook. I don't feel it at all. In fact, I look up and I don't see any hooks here. I'm just going to stay in the moment, because the more I stay in the moment, the more the love just heals my every part of my senses, every part of my emotions, every part of my feelings. I just heal. I feel healed by it. There's even the welcoming of real intimacy between them, which was a big no-no. After a while, it was just they both lost their drive, and this warm hug, helping her to cry and release, creates intimacy, and then even creates a child and creates continued intimacy. And it's really beautiful. It's the way it should have been. It's allowing the dreams to manifest as the reality, the truth. Then there's love all around. And I see love hearts popping from their minds. Just hearts, and they're just going pop, 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 pop. It'll just keep growing more hearts. They're red and pink and really vibrant, like magenta, like a really bright neon pink color. It just, okay, they're showing me another scene here. A scene where love is trusted and then love hurt. And they're showing me a knife even stabbing into the back here. But they're not allowing me to, they're showing me like a stab in the back. Not an actual, they're showing me the image of a knife so I can make sense. But true love, and then you get stabbed in the back. So however that is, in the physical or emotionally stabbed in the back, they're saying emotionally. They're not allowing me to feel that it actually went in and penetrated the body. It was an emotional stab. You trusted, and then it let you down big time. So they're showing me this. All I get to see is black and white. A white picture with a black knife on it. That's all I get to see right now. They're wanting to evaporate the image of the black knife, and now all we see is white. And it's turning into a white tablecloth, and we're stretching it, making it just right. So it is on top of the table. We're setting out awesome food. I mean, it's an awesome meal. There's like turkey, and it's perfect. It's like the Thanksgiving meal on a picnic table outside, and there's just insane amounts of kids here and family members, and everybody's laughing. It's really warm and really family oriented. It's lovely. It's sort of reminding me of the kids that are driving the horse, and that evil sort of thing that just is like, I'm gonna destroy your life, and you're like, no you're not, and you just keep going and you ignore it. And so in this scene, it's like all this happiness and joy, and there's like as if there's something dark here that wants to derail it, but nobody is even paying it any mind, because there's so much love and so much interaction and so much, bounty and abundance and food and happiness and connectedness, and it's beautiful. They're saying don't let the dark interfere with your ability to experience abundance. Abundance in a relationship, abundance is through spirituality, through financial abundance, abundance of all kinds. Let love then share the abundance with you. Love that fills your table with all this awesome food. Love that fills your backyard with all these smiling faces. Love that fills your heart and your soul and your dreams of real intimacy, a real loving, nurturing relationship. So we're sort of entering the scene with the hooks again. So it sort of goes back and forth. Are they on hooks or are they not? Can you trust that they're not on hooks? Are you able to trust that the next snowflake you choose is not on a hook? They're really focusing on this. I'm saying let's just walk out of this scene. It's kind of starting to remind me of the dungeon scene. So let's just enter into the light and know that we're doing it all differently. Everything related to how we've done it before, we're just going to slap that off of there, and we're in the love, right? The love that creates the light, and it's so bright here. There's nothing else but the love light. Let the love light shine. And it feels good, right? And it touches our hearts, it touches our souls, it touches our mind. So Feel the free will and the power to go through your life as you please. So they talk about starseed, soul that goes as it pleases from one, planet to another, from one with courage and strength and profound wisdom that it can bring to the table, the bounty of wisdom. Feel the freedom in your life to blow in the wind like the dandelion, with you make the wish and you blow and all the dandelion seeds go. Be the dandelion seeds and know that you are strong and courageous. You got the balls to walk out of the prison. You've got this thing. You take the bull by the horns. You hold the reins of your life, okay? Let's just see you holding the reins of your life and choosing and deciding how you will let life lead you and how you will, how you will do this journey. You choose it. That's the exciting part. Let's really fill ourselves with the jolliness and the gift that is life. Let's return back to that truth as the only truth that is real for you. So what matters in all of this? Let's let it all go and start something totally new and totally refreshing and totally worthwhile and fulfilling and beautiful and lovely. Let's do that. So they're pulling down a star from heaven and they're handing it to you. And they say, let this star be your next choice. This star, chose this one, is special for you. This is the star you wish on. This is the star that you want in your life. This is the star that shines so bright and fills your life with this brightness and this love and this nourishment. And it holds you from behind and allows you to cry when you feel sensitive. And it becomes intimate and it becomes true and loving. And it becomes the love that makes everything warm in the coldest of climates. That's what it is, what they say. Okay, well, Carrie, thank you very much for this experience. It was very beautiful, and I think a lot of us can learn something from it. So I'm really wishing you all the best. And for those of you who would be interested in experiencing a past life reading and healing with me, you may do so by visiting my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.